Good afternoon, team. Break. Just got back from work, took a shower. Now I feel good. Get Chris! Well, that money got spent though. On the way home, I had to pay my electric bill, so there you go. 60 bucks, gone. I got invited to the Heroes of the Storm beta, which is really cool. Actually, it's the test alpha, technically. So now I don't have to play on Ken's account, but he spent like a whole boatload of money buying heroes and stuff, so that kind of stinks, but whatever. I mean, I gotta get a couple more technical issues fixed with the video for ArcAge before I put it out. And that's just another fancy way of saying, like, we talked about this yesterday when he bought me my account. I had to start from level 1 again, and how I'm doing things differently than I was just spamming quests. But I think when I hit level 20, which is in one more level, I believe, then I can record some of the stuff that I need for bookends for the videos. So, and then Heroes videos, which will be cool, except your account level starts off at like level 1, obviously, and you don't have access to your heroes' like elite skills and stuff. I think what they did was they took that away from the account levels and put it into hero level specifics. So like when you first start playing Heroes of the Storm and you like trying to figure out which character you like, once you get it to level 2, I think you unlock one of the passive talents, and then as you go, you unlock the other heroic ability or the other ultimate. But I did mention how I wanted to try Myrddin Bronzebeard's Haymaker ultimate, because he has 2. Because everybody has 2 ultimates, you pick it, and then that's the one you have. And then later on, you can choose to improve it or get a passive sort of buff to your deeps or your max health or damage reduction from heroes or something like that, whatever it is. But yeah, his Haymaker is awesome. It's like the Alistar, where Alistar like charges you and headbutts you and knocks you back a bit. Except he doesn't have to charge you. He just goes boom and punches you and you go further back. And I think any heroes that you hit take some damage. But when you upgrade his Haymaker ult, you can punch twice. You can punch boom, you can punch that guy, and then you can punch another guy. It's so great, because he has this leap where he can leap in front of you if you're fleeing, and you just go boom, and then he has a stun where he can stun you, and so whoever you just haymakered in the face is fucking taking damage, and they start running away again, just boom, and it's really a decent length. I'll show it to you. It's really cool, but I think without buying any heroes, which I'm not going to, I'm not going to spend any money on this game, even though there's always a fucking perk, right? Like if you spend money, you get a special mount when the game launches or something. Whatever. I think I'll just be playing the champion rotation, the free champs every time. And the only reason that sucks is that you can level a hero to like level 20 or level 10. I'm not too sure. At level 10 they unlock like a master skin, and I think it's what level tier would it be? Tier 1 to 3. What did I say? Tier 9 or 12. The Ice Crown Citadel Warrior gear. That's like Magni's hero master skin. And that's because he's in the dungeon. He shows up in a fight and he's wearing that gear, and it's just really cool. They do little throwbacks like that, little tidbits of, I don't want to say pop culture because it's not pop culture, but it's popular for those of us who did play World of Warcraft, and we remember that kind of stuff. And they do say that the game is basically like complete. It's just they're doing technical tests to sort of gather data in making sure that the game, when it does launch officially, that it is stable and there's not any problems. Even though there will be problems, but all these tests that they do now will make sure that the problems that we do come across, less of an issue. There's a lot of bad shit going down in Missouri right now. Maybe not all of Missouri, but just that Ferguson city, because of the kid that got shot. And I think it's appropriate that, like, because when Trayvon Martin was killed, I don't remember there being that many, like, sort of big protests. Maybe I wasn't paying attention and there were, but this is, like, serious. Because these people will come out at night in just hordes of people, and they're just like, we're here to protest. And the cops are like, Look, you're out at night. Here's some tear gas. It's very odd. I was actually reading up on how the cops in Missouri, majority of the police force doesn't even live in that Ferguson city. They live outside of that city. So they have to commute in from other cities to this, like, what they probably label as like this ghetto city full of black people, and I'm here to keep the peace, those dang black people, or whatever. I guess that's the attitude that the community says is what the police are pushing onto them. So, you know, that's why these things happen. What you don't do is arrest journalists, because there's a freedom of the press that we have in this country, in this Constitution, and you arrested 2 people in a McDonald's that were writing up their reports that they were writing up for the news, and you can't arrest them. You can't tell them don't be here. They were customers too of the McDonald's. That was the strategic part of how you can get the cops in trouble. They went in there. They didn't just go in there to loiter. They actually bought some food. Therefore, ding dong, they could actually be in there. And fast forward a few hours after the battery dies. Yeah, that's the trick. You're not, if you buy food at a place, you're not loitering. So, suck it, cops. I'm gonna be fucking really honest right now. With the way shit has been going on in this country in the last 10 years or so, there's 2 things I'm glad I'm not right now. A student at a college or a high school or any kind of school, and black. I do feel for him. It's completely unfair. I'm not one of these people who's like, you know, making up excuses. No, but Trayvon or he's anyone. Oh, but they probably tried to hit the cops or something, you know, because that's what black people do. I'm not that kind of person. I think that individual people have their own individual reasons for doing stuff. I'm not going to be, I'm never one of these people who just goes like, yeah, that whole ethnicity of people, it just is that way. Granted, I will say this, and this is completely valid and a lot of people agree on both sides. Coming out to protest that this kid got shot and killed, and then getting violent and looting stores doesn't help the point. Now, I get it. There's the good people who were there to peacefully protest this Michael Brown kid got killed, and that's great. And there are always going to be some bad apples and shit. There's probably people who came into Ferguson, Mississippi, probably from out of town, just to be like, you want to go to Ferguson? We're going to tear some shit up. Yeah, whoa, that's fun. We'll be the looters and the assholes, or whoever they are, from out of town or from not out of town. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant, stupid, and dumb. And that's why I cannot place like an entire group of people into like this stereotype of like, yeah, well, you know, because if you look at the recent, maybe I think the recent 5 cops shooting a person and then they end up dying, they've all been black people. The cops shot this guy who was, I guess he was selling cigarettes or something for 50 cents a piece on the corner or some shit in his neighborhood. And you can't do that. That's illegal because there's taxes or something. He's avoiding paying taxes on the sale of the cigarettes, the income tax or something. No, the sales tax. So, and that's heavily taxed, the cigarettes are, you know. But there's video of the guy. He's being real nice. He's just like, okay, you know, he's saying, you guys are always bothering me. Yeah, they're always bothering you because you're breaking the law. But he was being real polite. He's a bigger guy, bigger than me, right? And they're trying to get his hands behind his back and shit, and eventually they had to shoot him. They just had to shoot him because he's a black guy, right? And he died. And then there was the story of the guy, I don't remember if this dude was black or not, but he was handcuffed already. And he was struggling, and the cop had pulled his gun out. He had his gun, his actual fucking gun, not his taser, not his mace. You can't call it mace anymore. Mace is too violent of a... I remember they changed that law when I was a security guard. You can't call it mace because there's 2 different grades of pepper spray. There was the mace, which was really, really, really painful. Trust me, I know. And then they have the lower grade of... It's just a different way that they combine the chemical. And it's a lower dose of I forget. But anyway, pepper spray. No, he had his gun. He had his fucking gun out. And he's just like, this guy's handcuffed. I don't know what I gotta do. Oh my God, this guy. Boom, boom, boom. And he just blew him. He shot him in the shoulder. And they continue to like stand on him and like hold him down. So they're putting pressure on your pectoral girdle and all his blood is coming out. So he died of blood loss because they forgot, oh wait, we should probably call an ambulance for this. Nah, this guy's a criminal. Oh, he's just a dirty criminal. Fucking shoot that guy. Oh. Oh. I don't even know how to use my own gun. Oh no, he's handcuffed. Get him. We just saved the community. And then it's like, there was that hashtag. Did you catch that? What was it? Hashtag if they gunned me down or something. Hashtag that. And people were just tweeting like, there's two kinds of photos that the media will use, depending on whether or not they want to criminalize you and be like, look at this thug. So these people were taking pictures of themselves like like doing shit like this. You know, like looking like a complete like gangster, maybe. And then the other picture would be of them like graduating from college. It was so funny. I love the internet and how they can just sort of retaliate against stupid bullshit. It's not fun. It's not fun. I don't like seeing stories about it, but you just see them all the fucking time. And that's why I watch TYT, because they're brutally honest with their opinions about everything, and it's just like, fucking, of course, don't use your gun. And don't get me started on the countless number of gun accidents that are caused by these guys trying to show off how much they know about their guns, and then they accidentally shoot themselves in the head. This fucking guy, this dude, I don't know where and I forget when. I think it was like back in May, maybe in June. Guy had a gun. He was teaching a gun safety class. He's like, here's the gun. It's not loaded, as you can see. See, like, I can prove it's not loaded. I know my gun so well. The safety is on, and watch what happens. And he blew his fucking head off. He just put a hole in his fucking head because he thought he was Mr. Badass. And then there was the other guy the other day, I think it was just 2 days ago, where he was proving to his friends that his shotgun wasn't loaded by pointing it at his face and pulling the trigger. I learned recently my mom owns a gun now, but she keeps it like in the safe, and it's got one of those like locky-doos on the trigger where you have to have the key. And I was like, all right, that's cool. As long as it's not in your pocket, you'll shoot yourself. It'll happen. You will do that. It's just a little wild. I wouldn't want any accidents to happen to anybody that is a member of my family, right? Beep, beep. Oh, don't look away from me, motherfucker. I was praising you. I love you. Do you love me too? Okay, I'll take that as a yes. It's not that I'm scared of every fucking thing. Like, I just don't. I've learned now after all this time, I've learned a very valuable lesson. I don't trust cops. I don't trust cops. If I get pulled over, the goal for the police officer is that I'm guilty of some shit. Therefore, I need to be punished for some shit. Every time I've been pulled over, I've been pulled over one time for speeding. And when they said, when they say that bullshit, do you know why I pulled you over today, sir? And I just looked them dead in the eye and I was like, yeah, because I was speeding. Because I fucking knew I was speeding. Just when you're driving, sometimes you get, when you've been driving a long time for hours on end, you forget that you're going a little bit over the speed limit. I think I was pulled over 15 miles over the speed limit. And I got a ticket for it and I paid it. But I mean, I fucking knew. I made a mistake. In my old car, I used to drive a Chevy Lumina. I was driving about 3 blocks until I was going to be at my next location that I was going to be at. I was going to be going to my job. And my lights weren't on. And I got pulled over, and I, at the time, was like, what the fuck? Why am I being pulled over for? This is outrageous. And then the lady, I still didn't even notice my lights were not on. I pull over, the lady talks to me, she's like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I have no idea why. And she's like, your lights aren't on. And I have fucking lost my mind because I'm a real safe driver. And holy shit, I learned something. And from then on, not only in that car, because in that car it was like, I don't want to say, because it's going to sound ridiculous. I'm going to sound like an idiot, but It was hard to tell if my lights were on or not in that car. But ever since that time I got pulled over, I didn't get a ticket for it, by the way. She just gave me a warning, which was really great. That's the kind of cops I like, who are just there to teach lessons and stuff like that. And obviously I'm not like a repeat offender and I don't have like a gigantic criminal record of driving with my lights off, so obviously she's gonna give me a fucking warning. But still, I digress. Ever since then, I'm super paranoid about my lights being on. Because I'll be driving and I'll know my lights are on and I'll just habitually go click, click, turn them off, turn them back on. Just to be sure they're fucking on. Sometimes, not all the time. And I don't do that when there are cars coming towards me, because when you give them, like, when you give other drivers signals like that, they tend to start acting irrational and whatever. That's why I'm very glad I can pick bananas and carrots in an online world where I'm not going to be harassed and I'm not going to get shot. Yet, as of yet, I have not gone into any... What the fuck was that? That was a hiccup. I have not yet gone into any zones that have like a threat indicator, like, because the zones will be red if there's a lot of pirating going on, and so they're just sort of being like, they're letting you know, like, you know, be careful. And there's like a from 1 to 5 scale, like a DEFCON sort of thing, and the zone right next to where I am, where I gotta go next, is always like threat level 5. You will fucking die, and I'm just like, I don't want to die. Because in ArcAge, if you don't want to die, you gotta hire guards, which means you have to pay them. You have to pay these people half now and half when you get to the destination. And they ain't cheap from what I heard. Let alone getting on a boat and getting your ass blasted up to pieces by pirates. You're there to be killed, right? That's another thing I haven't learned about in ArcAge yet, and I really don't want to look it up because I don't want to spoil it. But when I die, I know if I have a pack on me, I drop the pack. But what else do I drop? Because you shouldn't, then that would mean there's no real reason to ever PvP any of your own faction unless they're carrying a pack, right? But you can just PvP whoever you want. So do you get some of their money too? Or something? I don't know. I want to experience it. That way it's either gonna happen or it's not gonna happen. It's either gonna be amazing like I think it is, similar to like DayZ, you lose some of your, you know, I don't know, maybe you lose your weapon or something, who knows, which would suck. I don't think you lose any of your armor, but like, you know, you should drop like the trade goods that you have, like your ores, your blocks, all that other crap. And remind me tomorrow, I'm going to tell you all about the Iron Monopoly, this plan we have, and you can be a part of it once the game launches next year, 2016 or some shit, as in like fucking mobster style. Like, I'll tell you all about it. We're never going to jail. It's so fun. All right, anyway, I'm gonna let you go. Thanks for watching today's video. I'll see you in tomorrow's. Don't forget about junk. Get crit!